Good day, Minecraftians. Purple Mentat here with episode 9 of my Regrowth Let's Play. As promised, in between episodes, I got a bunch of... Hey, where'd they go? Here they are. Ingots of various metals created, mostly copper, a little bit of tin, good bit of iron. Today we're going to be making use of some of those. And now we have our crucible furnace working on another very important project, seared stone. I'm going to turn this back on. So the only way to create seared stone, which it's not showing me here, is in the crucible furnace. You have to, well, I mean, you can melt down anything stone in the smeltery, but the first time you want to make some seared stone, you're going to want to... that's not helping out. Hang on. Let me look up the seared brick. This is the way to find it. So if we want to build a smeltery, which we do, because while getting 50% ore bonus is nice, I would rather get ore doubling or 100% ore bonus, which the smeltery can do for us. We can smelt grout, but I'm left clicking furiously here. There is no recipe for grout. Instead, you're going to need to pour 36 millibuckets of seared stone into an ingot caster to get a seared brick. And to get that seared stone, you need to melt cobblestone in a crucible furnace at least 218 degrees Celsius for 18 millibuckets apiece. So it takes 2 of this cobblestone to make 1... that's not cooperating. To make 1 seared brick. And I've had a couple of stacks of it in here melting down, and now I can very easily collect the bricks from the ingot caster over time. But why would I do that manually when I can partially automate the process? That's right, we finally have some metals. We can finally do a little bit of improvements to the way all of this works. So we're going to make a hopper. And a hopper, when placed on the bottom of the ingot caster, will indeed do what a hopper does and pull the items out. I can't actually even grab that. That's a shame. Anyway, we're not going to bother putting a chest for it to go into. It's just going to go straight underneath. And it should... I thought it would. Yep. As you can see, it's pulling out the seared bricks. That will turn into 0 out of 576 in a moment, and then the hopper will start pulling them out. There you go. And there you are. As you can see, it's working pretty well. So we now have effectively automated seared brick production. Let's move on. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's take a look at seared... I think they're blocks? Yeah, no? Seared stones? Yes, there we go. We could make a seared stone in the block caster for 144 millibuckets, which is not any sort of savings, so we're better off making the bricks. Good. All right, so this is going to process. We're not actually going to be building a smeltery today. We're just going to let this do its thing, and if we need to, we'll come back and add more cobblestone. I don't expect that'll be an issue. In fact, I can't actually turn this off, but I can pull the coal out of it. It will if I turn it off, then it will stop outputting the liquid into the ingot caster. So we're going to have to leave that there. Okay, so what are we going to be doing today? Well, it's time to get back to some questing. And actually, I completely failed at grabbing in what the world teaches in what the world enables. Yes, Crucible of Fire rewards 8 burnt brick and 4 lava clay buckets. And in fact, the very next quest is to make the smeltery. When the crucible furnace is great, while it's great at holding heat and melting down metals, you feel you could do better. Cobblestone seems to actually melt when placed in the crucible furnace. When it is then cast as an ingot, it seems to form a brick that is incredibly resistant to heat. This could be the material you need to make a more efficient smeltery operation than the crucible furnace. And it wants us to craft the controller, the drain, the tank, the seared brick, a few seared bricks, a casting table, a faucet, and a tool forge. And it'll give me an ingot cast and pickaxe head cast for my troubles. Fantastic. We're going to let all of that process and do its thing for a while. Ooh, to hell and back. It really wants me to go to the Nether, and it will give me 10 nether wart for doing so. As well as my choice of soul sand or netherrack. That's very nice, but we're not going to do so today. What we're going to do today is we're going to go back to what the world is... the way the world works. Yeah, there we go. We have a quest now, Meddling with Mana. The concentrated form of mana you're producing seems to have some interesting properties. The Lexica Botania seems to suggest that coating iron in it will yield an even more useful material. This is going to give us 6 more hydrangeas and a mana tablet, as well as our choice of 16 day blooms or 16 nightshades. So that makes life easier. They're basically giving us a lot of the mana production that we would normally have to build ourselves, which is really nice. It makes it's just so much better than having to actually build it all on your own, because man, does that it gets rough. Wow, I have an abundance of bone meal. I have way too much bone meal at this point. That's okay. So we're going to toss the block caster and the ladle and the spare ingot caster I made in an attempt to speed things up, which actually made things worse, in here. And we'll put the bone meal back. And we're going to get started on making some mana steel. The very first step, the quest wants me to make 10 mana steel ingots. And mana steel is just as simple as you would expect. All you need to do is drop an iron ingot into the mana pool, and it'll use a little bit of mana and become a mana steel ingot. And you can even toss a bunch of them in there at once, and it will produce them very quickly, using up the mana that you've gathered over time in your mana pool. This seems like a lot of mana, but it's really not. It's going to go fast. Back at the quest book, that's all we needed to do. So I'm going to grab the day blooms. You know what? No. I'm going to grab the nightshades, because we're on a server now. I can't easily skip night, so I might as well keep them producing something after dark. And we're going to come over here and we're going to get these set up around the mana spreader. This is all temporary and will likely all be torn down and replaced somewhere else in the very near future. And in fact, to facilitate that, let's see, do I have any dirt on hand? I do. There's some right here. Awesome. Let's make sure that these are all actually bound in. Yep, they're just close enough. Fantastic. So these nightshades will keep some extra production going at night now. They don't work as well as day blooms, but they also don't need to see the sun, which is nice. Almost out of bread. We can finally start making some better food. And I really need to actually do something with these hydrangeas. For right now, we're just going to tuck them into these a couple of them into these corners. I don't have enough dirt on. Oh, yes, I do. There we go. There. You work. You're going to want a 3x3 area for this. If you attempt to do this in a 2x2, you will end up eating up all of the water. However, you can stick one on the opposite corners of a 2x2 pool like this, and you won't be able to accidentally drain it. The reason you want a 3x3 is because this way, even if all four of them fire at the same time and drain all four corners, well, there's still enough water to refill all of those corners. Now, let's take a look at our wand of focus. That guy is close enough. But this one is not, and as you can see, it is gaining mana just right here. This one, on the other hand, is close enough to interact with that mana spreader, but not any of the others. So we're going to want one more mana spreader, which, give me just a moment and I'll make off camera, and then I'll show you how I'm going to make use of said spreader. Had to make a bit more living wood. So, one mana spreader, go. We are going to take that over here, where these two are already full up. And we're going to stick this guy right here, because I want him offset slightly, because I want to show... Just trying to feed mana into the crafting table. We're going to get this thing set into bind mode. If I point at this guy, you can see that it is currently bound to this mana spreader. Well, we're going to shift right click, and then we're going to do it again here. Now if I point at him, you can see that he's now bound to the proper mana spreader. We're going to do the same thing with this one. And now these guys are both bound to the proper mana spreader. Now I've got a couple of options. I can, with function mode, do my best to re-aim this thing manually, as I showed you last time that I played with this. But that's a pain. Instead, we're going to go bind mode. We're going to shift right click him, and just for the fun of it, because it's entertaining, I'm going to aim it there. Check that out. So because I used bind mode, it automatically retargets the mana spreader properly. And now this mana spreader is going to fire little particles of awesomeness into this mana spreader, which is then going to fire the collected particles of awesomeness into the mana pool. We're not actually going to leave it that way, because there's probably something about speed and inefficiency or something that's screwing that up. Instead, we will have it so that it feeds directly into the mana pool. And this is, again, very temporary. We're going to be building a much better place for that, for everything very soon. And to do so, we need to make a new tool. Gotta grab my... Hang on. I don't have any sticks? Wow. That's surprising, actually. So we're gonna make some sticks, and we're gonna use those sticks and some flint to make a chisel. As it turns out, you can make a chisel with flint in this pack. I did not realize that. It usually requires iron. Now, if I take a look at chisel, I have been wanting to use some of the cool blocks that the chisel mod gives me for cosmetics this time, because I don't have my usual go-to, which is extra utilities stuff. Now, bricks, those are a possibility. You need actual regular bricks to make them, of course, and we have access to technically an infinite amount of bricks. But that would be a very long process. I don't like converting bricks into... converting sand into clay, into bricks, into brick blocks. That's a lot of work. We could use cobblestone, but oddly enough, cobblestone is relatively rare. It's not, like, I have every block of cobblestone I want to use, I have to go dig up. There's no easy way to get lots of it. So, what I'm planning on using, can I just dump the iron ingots in there? I can, but that's not what I want to do. I believe they're called factory blocks, because a factory block will allow me to turn 4 iron and 4 stone into 32 blocks. So I basically get a ×4 output. And they come in a lot of really cool flavors. So we're going to be making use of a lot of factory blocks and a lot of glass. Now, I'm not going to do much of the building on screen because I don't have anything interesting to share in terms of what I'm doing with that building. Instead, you'll come back next episode and you'll see a, I'll probably expand... Oh, let's see. I'll probably expand going generally this way, build something adjacent to the base camp, build a little tunnel going into it from the wall into that area, and we will make ourselves a technology area over here. And then, as time progresses, the base camp is going to get filled in entirely with dirt and grass and flowers and everything, and this is going to end up being our nature-y area. It's going to be fun. I'm going to have some fun with it. Anyway, I just wanted to show you what my building plans were going to be. We're not actually going to be spending a lot of time on that right now. Instead, let's get back to questing. So, we have completed the Meddling with Mana. We got our Mana Tablet, which is a really cool device that we will be going over in the future. We're not going to make use of it today. Next on the agenda, written in stone. The key usage of the runic altar is described in the Lexicon Botania is for the creation of various runes. The simplest of these are those which represent the elements. We need to make rune of water, fire, earth, air, and mana. Let's get started on those. And they are going to use primarily living rock and mana steel, but also some other really interesting things. Like to make the rune of water, we need some sugarcane, some bone meal, and a fishing rod of all things. Luckily, we have all that we need to make that. So let's get started crafting some runes. I don't know why I grabbed 2. That's okay. And I've got string over here. 2 of that. I already have the sticks on hand, so get one of you crafted. And so that was a fishing rod, some sugar cane, 3 mana steel ingots, and a bit of bone meal. Which is weird. Why bone meal? It's a strange choice. And it doesn't matter what order you put them in, as long as you have everything in there. Then you just start that going, and while we do that, we will reference the next recipe that we're looking for, which is going to be the Rune of Fire. Ooh, we need the nether wart to make the Rune of Fire. Tricky. Alright, so yep, we are in fact going to the nether. I'm going to make myself a bunch more obsidian in this vat, the way I showed you last episode. So, yeah, I will be back once I'm ready to build myself a nether portal. See you soon. Alrighty, folks, so our rune is done creating. We toss our living stone on there, give it a whack, and instead of 1, we get 3. Alright then. Instead of 1, we get, like with the seeds, we get 3. Now, there's our 10 obsidian. Next on the agenda, light it up. From what you remember, the portal should form one of the obsidian... Oh, you know what? Yeah, one of your more vague memories of before is that of the existence of other dimensions. The only one you can recall currently is a crucible of fire you've taken to thinking of as the nether. The first step in dimensional travel has to be developing a portal. And the first step in that regard has to be the building of the portal frame. Obsidian seems to be thematic enough, since it is formed of solidified lava. And then, light it up. From what you remember, the portal should form when the obsidian of the frame is exposed to a flame. What better way to make a flame than with a flint and steel? They really do walk you through the whole bit. Bam. And we have flint and steel. While we are working on this, we are also going to make another one of the runes that we need. The Rune of Earth uses a mushroom, a block of coal, and some smooth stone. Smooth stone being made, of course, in a furnace with some charcoal out of cobblestone. And we've got a block of coal. I'm going to need to go grab a mushroom. I think I only have the one brown mushroom. Actually, I don't have a brown mushroom. I only have a red mushroom. I wonder if I can sub in the red mushroom. Yes, I can. That's good. I have mushroom spores of both colors, and I'm going to have to actually get some mushrooms growing sometime soon because they're a relatively important resource. And then, like every one of the runes, it uses 3 mana steel ingots. Bam. Block of coal. That's what I'm missing. And we're just going to leave that to process while we go build ourselves a nether portal. And we're going to get it outside the base. You know what? Up on that little hill over there. That'll work for me. I like that. It works. And we'll put it right there. We're going to have to go come back and build a nether park around it at some point, but that can wait. 2, 3, bam. And we're going to put some cracked sand on the top. Fantastic. Let's see what we have waiting for us on the other side. Highway to hell. Go to the nether. Alright. You know what? Before I dive in there, let's grab a bunch of this cracked sand because I think it's fairly blast resistant from what I've seen the creepers do to it. And use that to build a bit of a bunker on the other side. That would probably be for the best. In we go. Okay. This is the worst possible outcome. Like, I cannot even believe how bad my luck is here. Oh my. This is a terrible place to be, and I'm scared. So I'm going to build myself some protection real quickly. That'll do, actually. That'll be a bit better. I can hear ghasts all around. Yup, we're literally out in the middle of a sea of lava. Well, we came to the nether. I don't know if we're going to be doing much from this spot anytime soon, though. And it's not exactly easy for me to tear down this portal at the moment, either. So, we might just be kind of boarding this up and going away for a while until I have something that can more safely get me to shore, basically, because that's kind of what I need, is I need to get to the shore of the lava sea. On the plus side, if I'm willing to get daring, I've got access to a lot of easy lava here. Because, yeah, look at that. There's the lava already right there. Does this green glow shroom have a... Nope, I don't see it. Yeah, this is a good way to accidentally lose all my gear. Let's get out of here while we can, but first we'll check the quest book. Okay, good, we're done. We have everything we need. We're going to take our nether wart and I think our soul sand. Let me double check here, but I think our soul sand. Soul sand can be made with nether essence, of course, but what else can we do to make soul sand? 3 sand with a blood orb and a weak blood shard. Yeah, that's not happening. We can double it in mana infusion. All right, that's an option. Making it from the nether essence, of course, is an option. Nether seeds being something that we, I believe, now have access to. Nether seeds made with essence of nether. So we might be able to make some nether seeds sometime soon, but we have everything else that we need. Nether rack, on the other hand. Is this something that can easily produce back home? Again, nether essence. Witchery stuff using demonic blood. That's probably not happening. Again, can be doubled my mana infusion. So no, neither of them are really particularly great, but I think the nether wart grows best on soul sand, or only at all on soul sand. Wow, I got that notification noise like 3 times. Let's get out of the nether. And we're just gonna kind of leave that portal there to do its own thing for a while. That was terrible. Just the worst nether spawn ever. I've been lucky in the nether too many times. It was bound to happen eventually, but I'm still sad. Here we are. Toss some living rock on you. Get my rune of earth, and now we can make the rune of fire. Well, the rest of the runes that we need. The fire just needed one of the nether wart and another brick. Oh, nether brick. That's a problem. All right, let me figure out a solution to this. I'll be back in a bit. All right, so I have done some investigating and looked into things as best I could, and it looks like I have to get to shore in the nether, because to get the nether neferity, nether essence producing quest so that I can produce the nether seeds, been there, done that. Nether's a harsh place. You think you may be able to create an essence of the place by introducing weak essence to the infernal rocks you found there. I need netherrack. I need a lot of netherrack, actually. Well, just 16 for that, but still, it's a stepping stone, and it is something that I am going to have to do. As such, I am going to use the cracked sand that I do have, and we are going to just do our very best to make a path to shore. But before I do that, got some random ender seeds just kind of hanging out there. What we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves a couple of wood blocks, and we're going to make... Actually, no, I've got a chest in there, don't I? Yep, I have a chest just waiting here. We're going to deposit basically everything that's not essential to this endeavor. And really, that's everything except the cracked sand, the flint and steel, some torches, and some food. Of course, I want to bring the arrows with me. That's a good idea. And you know what? Speaking of arrows, let's make some more. Bam. 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 There. All of the arrows. Deal with that mess that I just made some other time. Alright, I think that a few stacks will be enough to give me a fairly safe trip to shore. I'm just going to have to very carefully... Ooh, you know what? I'm going to want more. I'm going to want more flint on hand in case my pickaxe degrades on me. There, and you know what? I should probably bring my shovel, because I might be able to find a patch of soul sand. And I would be sad if I only had my fists or my mattock to get the soul sand, neither of which work very well for that. So, here we go. Let's head back, and let's take a trip and build ourselves a highway across the lava ocean. I'm really just... Okay, let's see here. Alright, I looked around, and it looks like this is the fastest path to shore. I'm not seeing any ghasts immediately, though I can hear... there's one floating up there, so I'm just going to block off this one side. Once I'm on shore, I'm less worried about the ghast situation, but I really don't want to get blown off into the lava right now. And... oh. Yeep. Well, that at least confirms that the, cracked sand is relatively blast resistant, because a fireball should have taken out a part of it, and did not. It's good news for me. It means that, this is a potentially safe-ish endeavor, as long as I'm somewhat cautious, and the instant I hear that fireball, I go sprinting for cover. And I hope that the thing doesn't, you know, fly back in range. See a Thaumcraft Wisp up there. There's a lot of great resources here. I just need to get to them. Why? Why is it like this? Okay, I think I might be out of the woods. I also think that I'm quickly running out of blocks to build with. And I think I'm gonna run out before I get to where I'm going. Where's that ghast? Alright. I might actually be safe. So we're just going to build the walkway. And if we hear ghast, then we run. No fireballs, no fireballs. Oh no. Why did I think this was a good idea? Oh no. Oh, the tension is real. I do not like the fact that I'm stuck staring at a pool of fiery death as I hold shift to live and slowly extend a narrow walkway that can just barely keep me out of its scathing embrace. Oh, thank you, we have found land-ish. I don't like this at all. This is the worst spawn ever. Oh, but hey, look, there's some nether quartz right there. Here. Alright. We are here for a couple of very simple things. I just want to get a couple of stacks of netherrack. And if you notice, off in the distance there, right up there, that looks like nether brick to me. I think that there is a nether fortress very nearby. So, I am going to actually mine a kind of staircase formation going this way, whichever way this way is. And let's see what we can find. Ooh, look at that. Nether gold requires alumite level. I'm glad I brought more flint with me. Yeah, we're definitely going to have some fun mining some nether ores. That's awesome. Apparently this is where all of the stuff is. Gee, that sounds familiar. What are you? Nether osmium requires manulin level pickaxing. Eek. Okay, so yeah. If anything interesting happens, I will cut the camera back in. Until then, I'm just going to mine this staircase up. See you soon, folks. Alright, so I found my way up to the area in question, and it looks like it's not actually another fortress, it's just a bunch of tainted soil. I can hear this strange dog growling noise nearby, which has me kind of scared. It's a monster I've never encountered before. Oh, yep, look at that. Look at that. Look at that muzzle. The heck are you? What do you want? You probably want to kill me. But it seems to be stuck, so we're okay for now. Now, there's a bunch of nether ores around, but I imagine that these pigs are set to go hostile if I were to mine any of them. So I'm going to be very cautious and ignore the nether ore for the time being, including the nether quartz, because I don't need it. Yet. I will later. I don't know if that thing is hostile or not. It seems to be leaving me alone. I don't know. Oh, it spotted me. Now it's coming. Maybe? Are you gonna attack? Yeah, you are. Hellhound from Witchery. Okay. And I'm on fire, of course. Why wouldn't I be? But, oh, no. No. Go away. No more lighting me on fire, hellhounds. Bad hellhound. No hell biscuit. And we're getting tongue of dog out of it, which is great. Anyway, we got what we primarily came here for, which was a bunch of netherrack. There's hellhounds everywhere. It's frustrating. So many hellhounds. You're coming after me. Die. Bad dog. Oh. Whew. Ooh, what was that? Nice. Wrath shard from Forbidden Magic. What are you doing? Put it out. Ooh, you're holding an Avarice shard. Ah, Forbidden Magic. Why do you tempt me so? That is from a Thaumcraft add-on, which, did I just accidentally shoot myself with an arrow? I think I did. Awesome. Another sulfur. I'm gonna need that sometime. You know what? I've got nether wart. What would be a really good win from this would be if I could find, yes, some easy to acquire. Ooh, nether amber. That's interesting. Glowstone, which is what I have right over here as soon as I take care of this heat scar spider problem. And it's got potion effects on it. I don't like that. Why? No. Cut it out. All right, we got this. Nope. Ow. Die. Die, 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 die. Oh, no. This is a big one. It's going to spawn little ones when it dies. I need to get out of here. Oh, no. I'm dead. And it's an explosive one. Ah. All right. I'm going to head back there and recollect my goodies. Back soon. All right. I'm back. I have collected my grave. We are re-equipping armor first thing. And, oh, by the way, this Force of Habit from Traveler's Gear, it goes into this equipment tab, and it's a title that other people will be able to see. See, it now pops up, Purple Mentat, Force of Habit. Excellent. So, I still want that... Oh, but there's spider there. Okay. I still want to get my hands on that glowstone, which means I need that spider to die. And I think I can get his attention from here. Or I can get him dead from here. That's also cool. Nice. We're at enough range that they're not aggroing. All I need to do is continue with my sniperly ways. There's going to be at least one up there that I didn't get, though. Oh, here he comes. Good. This is my favorite way to deal with spiders. Make a hole. Which is entertaining, because, you know, trapdoor spiders. Anyone? No? Alright. Just me, then. Hopefully there were only the two, but there should have been three. Nope, there's the last one. Ha! Died by falling. That amuses me. Okay. Now. That glowstone. If I can leave here with glowstone, then I will have officially won as far as I'm concerned. Bump, 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 bump. Man, if I get some sort of pumping system going, I am set for lava. That is for darn sure. Your pickaxe will break the glowstone faster, but you will use durability doing so and gain no actual benefit at this stage of the game, besides just a faster breaking speed. However, when you're trying to move quickly, it could be worth it. Let's see about that nether sulfur. Harvest level cobalt. Never mind. Come back for that another day. Alright, so this has been a fairly successful trip to the nether. I'm pretty happy about that. I am going to get myself home and probably use... Oh, no, I'm not going to bother using any of the netherrack on anything except the quests where it's required. So, I will see you back at base, and we'll finally finish off that rune. Oh, you know what? There's a... My excuse is that this glowstone would have been more Yeah, I'm going to collect it. I'll see you back at base. I see I'm making a habit of the longer episodes again. In any case, here we are, home again. Grab our wand, our Lexica, and some mana steel, and we're going to get our living rock out of here. You can finish this mana, this rune of mana, which is just 5 mana steel and a mana pearl. Very, very simple. And let's see about getting that rune of fire. It's the last one that we need, which does require the nether brick. Right, that's why we went there. So that we could torch some nether rack into nether bricks. Now, we don't necessarily need to cook all of these into nether brick, but I'm going to anyway. And while we wait for that to cook down, we will grab our quest book. I believe it was red, floral red powder, which is going to require these mystical red petals. 14, 15, 16, that'll do. And we're going to need our weak essence from over in our magic crops chest. We're definitely going to be setting up an entire field worth of nether seeds once we get there, because the nether essence should be able to create for us one other very useful thing. Rune of fire, nether wart, gunpowder. Luckily, we have some gunpowder from just existing, and we have some nether wart. And I'm definitely going to want to improve that nether wart, because if I put it into the seed and, well, here. It would help if I had grabbed more than one in that case, I suppose. And we're going to want our props bag. I put this into the seed analyzer. There we go. We can see that this does qualify as a seed. And if I grab out my agricultural journal and I pan through to find nether wart, Alphabetized in case you need to find something. Information, tier 1, will only ever give netherrack, and here's your growth stages. Now, let's see if it can be used to create anything. Yes, we can in fact create mushroom spores out of netherwort. That's kind of neat. So what we're going to do, netherwort should not be able to grow on crops on farmland. Let's find out, just to be certain before I progress any further. That's correct. Good. So what we're going to do, we're going to get down some soul sand here, and we're going to do some crossbreeding with our netherwort. And I'll handle that between episodes. Let's find out if I shouldn't be able to bone meal this, but I just might because it's AgriCraft and not vanilla. I can! That's awesome. That'll speed things up. Actually, maybe you can bone meal in vanilla, and it was a different mod that stopped me one time. I can never remember. There's so many mods and so many mod packs. It gets confused. Okay, so what am I missing here? Nothing. Excellent. Almost done with this quest. Doo-doo-doo. 50%. 75. I'm excited. Are you excited? Because I'm excited. Boom. Rune of Fire. There. Oh, the runes of mana only make one at a time, just so you know. Here we go, into the way the world works. What am I missing? Oh, the rune of air. That's a problem, isn't it? We'll have to get into that next time, because that requires some stuff that we just don't have yet. Now, in what the world is made of, we can create some nether neferity, nether essence, with 16 netherrack and 16 floral red powder, which I need my pestle and mortar to create. There we are. So, hand that in, claim our reward. And as you can see, the essence of nether is used with some more floral red powder and a couple of lava buckets to make nether seeds. So you can bet that between episodes, I'm going to be producing those, which will leave us with a quest to hand in next time. So, thank you very much for joining me, folks. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, please leave a like, tell me what you liked, and I will keep showing up in your sub feed. If you have not, please leave a dislike and tell me what I can do better. And I'll see you next time.